Picture this. You're standing in a crowded room, the clink of glasses and murmurs of celebration filling the air. You've just landed a big win, a promotion, a personal milestone, maybe a dream come true. Everyone's smiling, clapping you, on the back tossing out congrats like confetti. But there's a prickle at the back of your neck, a whisper of unease. Something's off. Behind one of those dazzling smiles, you catch a flicker, a glance that's too sharp, a laugh that's too forced. It's like a shadow slipping through the sunlight, and you wonder, is someone here hiding something? We've all felt it, that gut instinct when the warmth of a friend's words doesn't quite reach their eyes. The truth is, envy and deception often wear the kindest masks. The people who resent you most might be the ones cheering loudest, their jealousy a silent current pulling at your heels. But here's the good news. You can learn to see through the facade. With the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, you can sharpen your senses, protect your peace, and build a life surrounded by people who truly lift you up. I'm going to take you on a journey through 10 powerful ways to spot envy and deception in others. These aren't just tips, they're tools, forged in the fire of Stoic thought, tested over centuries and designed to help you navigate the messy, beautiful chaos of human relationships. Each step is a story, a lesson, a chance to grow wiser. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's dive into this adventure together. By the end, you'll not only spot the snakes in the grass, but also learn to walk through life with unshakable calm. Number 1. Trust actions over words. The truth lives in what they do. Imagine you're at a cozy dinner with friends. One of them, let's call her Sarah, raises a glass to toast your recent success. "You're killing it," she beams, her voice dripping with enthusiasm. Everyone cheers, but later, you overhear Sarah whispering to another friend, downplaying your achievement. With a snide, "It's not that big a deal," your stomach twists. What just happened? Stoic philosophy has a simple rule for moments like this. Don't trust words, trust actions. Words are cheap, easy to twist, like a magician's sleight of hand. Actions, though, they're the raw, unfiltered truth. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who wrestled with betrayal and power, put it best. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. If someone's words and actions don't line up, you've got a red flag waving in your face. Think about it. Have you ever had a colleague who showers you with praise in meetings but never lifts a finger to help when you're swamped? Or a friend who promises to be there but vanishes when you're drowning in tough times? These aren't just quirks, they're clues. Envy often hides in the gap between what people say and what they do. A jealous person might sing your praises to your face but sabotage you behind your back, their resentment simmering like a pot left too long on the stove. So, how do you spot this? Become a quiet observer. Watch what people do when the spotlight's off. Do they follow through on promises? Do they support you when it costs them something? If their actions don't match their sweet talk, you're likely dealing with someone whose heart isn't as warm as their words. And here's a bonus. This habit of watching actions will make you reflect on your own behavior. Are you living up to your words? Stoicism isn't just about judging others. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard. Number 2. Read their reaction to your wins. Envy can't hide forever. Let's set the scene. You've just crossed a finish line. Maybe you aced a project, got a raise, or finally ran that marathon you trained for. You're buzzing with pride, and you share the news with your inner circle. Most of your friends are genuinely thrilled, their hugs and high fives like sunshine on your face. But then there's Jake. He flashes a smile, says, "That's awesome." But his eyes are cold, his voice flat. Later, he tosses out a backhanded comment. "Must be nice to get lucky like that." Ouch. Here's the deal. How people react to your victories is a window into their soul. Stoics teach us that true friends celebrate your wins as if they were their own, because they know life isn't a zero-sum game. But envious people? Your success feels like a personal attack. It's like they're staring in a mirror and seeing their own shortcomings reflected back. They can't help it. Their resentment leaks out, sometimes in subtle ways, sometimes loud as a siren. I remember a time when I shared a big career win with a friend. Most of my crew was over the moon, but one person, let's call him Tom, gave me a half-hearted, cool man and quickly changed the subject. Over time, I noticed a pattern. Every time I succeeded, Tom would nitpick, criticize, or downplay it. "You worked hard, but anyone could have done that," he'd say. It stung, but it taught me something. Envy doesn't just hurt you, it reveals the envious person's inner turmoil. To spot this, pay attention to the details. Does someone's smile falter when you share good news? Do they rush to point out flaws in your achievement? Do they try to one-up you with their own story? These are signs their heart isn't in the right place. Stoicism reminds us to let go of what we can't control, like other people's feelings, and focus on surrounding ourselves with those who lift us up. So next time you score a win, watch closely. The truth will show itself. Number 3. Watch how they treat the little people. Character shows in the shadows. Picture yourself at a bustling cafe. The barista fumbles your order and your friend snaps, "Can you hurry up?" Some of us have places to be. Later, that same friend is all charm and warmth when the boss walks in, laughing at every joke, practically bowing. It's like watching a chameleon change colors and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Stoicism teaches that true character shines in how we treat those who can't offer us anything. Waiters, janitors, strangers on the street. A noble person, as the Stoics say, sees dignity in everyone, from a CEO to a street vendor. But envious, deceitful types? They save their kindness for those who can boost their status. To them, people are stepping stones, not souls. I once worked with a guy named Mike who was everyone's favorite at the office, until you saw him outside the boardroom. He'd charm the higher-ups but bark at interns and ignore the cleaning staff. One day I watched him snap at a delivery guy for being too slow, only to turn around and flash a megawatt smile at our manager. It was like flipping a switch, and it screamed one thing. Mike's kindness was a performance, not a principle. Here's how to test this. Observe how someone acts when there's nothing to gain. Are they patient with the cashier who's struggling? Do they tip generously or roll their eyes? Do they speak respectfully to those below them? Envious people often reveal their true colors when dealing with the vulnerable, their arrogance bubbling up like oil in water. And don't just judge others. Look in the mirror. How do you treat those who can't help you climb? Stoicism calls us to live with integrity no matter who's watching. Number 4. Spot the difference between praise and flattery. Sweet words can hide poison. Imagine you're at a work event, and a colleague, let's call her Lisa, corners you with a grin. "You're amazing at this," she gushes. "Seriously, nobody does it like you." Your ego purrs, but something feels off. Her compliments are loud, constant, almost theatrical. A week later, you hear she's been bad-mouthing your work to the team. What gives? Here's a Stoic truth. Sincere praise builds you up. Flattery manipulates you. Honest compliments come from the heart, tied to specific things you've done well. Flattery, though? It's a shiny trap, often used to lower your guard or hide envy. Marcus Aurelius warned, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When someone drowns you in praise, don't let it cloud your judgment. Check their motives. I had a coworker once who'd butter me up before every team meeting, calling me the star of the show. It felt great until I realized he only did it when he wanted a favor or to shift blame onto me later. His flattery was a smokescreen, and I fell for it until I started asking, why is he laying it on so thick? Envious people often use flattery to mask their resentment, like a wolf in sheep's clothing. To spot this, listen for exaggeration. Does the praise match your actual achievements, or does it feel overblown? Does the person back up their words with actions like supporting you when it counts? If their compliments feel like a performance, they probably are. Stoicism teaches us to anchor our self-worth in our own values, not others' words. So next time someone's praise feels too sweet, pause and ask, what's the real story here? Number 5, check for consistency. A true heart stays steady. Let's say you've got a friend, Emma, who's always there for the good times, parties, promotions, sunny days. She's all smiles, full of, "You've got this" vibes. But when life gets rough, say you lose a job or hit a rough patch, Emma's nowhere to be found. Her texts go unanswered, her promises to catch up soon hollow. It's like she's allergic to your struggles. Stoics prize consistency as a mark of character. A sincere person's actions match their words, no matter the situation. They're the same in public and private, in good times and bad. Envious or deceitful people, though, they're like weather vanes spinning with the wind. They'll praise you when it suits them but turn cold when you're no longer useful or when your success stings their ego. I once knew someone who'd hype me up in front of mutual friends but subtly undermine me when we were alone. One day she'd call me inspiring. The next, she'd hint that my ideas were overrated. It was exhausting, like trying to pin down a shadow. Stoicism taught me to watch for patterns. Was this a one-off, or did her behavior shift depending on who was watching? Spoiler, it was the latter. To catch this, observe how someone acts across different contexts. Are they kind to you only when they need something? Do they support you in private as much as in public? A sincere person treats everyone with the same respect, whether it's the boss or the intern. If someone's behavior flips like a switch, you're likely dealing with envy or deceit. Stay sharp and let consistency be your compass. Number 6. See how they handle criticism. The truth comes out. Under fire, picture a team meeting. You offer constructive feedback to a coworker, something like, "Hey, I think we could tweak this part of the project for better results." Most people nod, maybe ask a question. But this coworker, let's call him Dan, bristles. His face tightens, his voice sharpens. "Well, I didn't see you coming up with anything better," he snaps. The room goes quiet. Yikes. Marcus Aurelius had a gem for this. If someone can show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. Stoics see criticism as a gift, a chance to grow. Sincere people listen, reflect, and adjust. Envious or deceitful people, though, they treat criticism like a personal attack. It's not about improving. It's about protecting their fragile ego. I once gave feedback to a colleague about a presentation. Most of the team took it in stride, but one guy exploded, accusing me of undermining him. Later, I learned he'd been spreading rumors about me to deflect attention. His reaction wasn't about the feedback, it was about his insecurity. Envy makes people defensive, especially when their flaws are exposed. To spot this, watch how someone responds to critique. Do they listen and engage, or do they lash out, deflect, or play the victim? A sincere person sees feedback as a mirror. An envious one smashes it. And don't forget to check yourself. How do you handle criticism? Stoicism calls us to embrace truth, even when it stings. Number 7. Listen for comparisons. Envy loves to measure. Imagine you're chatting with a friend about a recent achievement. Say, you nailed a big presentation at work. They nod, then say, "That's cool, but you know, Sarah's presentation last month was on another level." It's a tiny jab, but it lands. You brush it off, but then it happens again and again. Suddenly, you're wondering if you're good enough. Comparisons aren't always innocent. Stoics teach us that envious people use them as weapons, subtly, or not so subtly, trying to dim your light. It's not about you, it's about their insecurity. They can't stand your success, so they drag someone else into the frame to make you feel smaller. A true friend celebrates you without pitting you against others. I had a colleague who couldn't stop comparing me to others. If I got a pat on the back, he'd say, "Well, Mike's been killing it too." At first, I thought he was just chatty, but over time I saw the pattern. He only did it when I was shining. It was his way of keeping me in my place. Stoicism helped me see it for what it was, his envy, not my inadequacy. To catch this, tune in when someone talks about your wins. Do they lift you up, or do they pivot to someone else? Do their comparisons feel like a pat on the back or a poke in the ribs? Stoics remind us to focus on what we control, our own growth, and let go of others' need to measure. Surround yourself with people who see your worth without a yardstick. Number 8. Watch their reaction to failure. Character shines in the dark. Let's say your friend Alex bombs a big project. It happens to everyone, right? You expect him to shrug, learn from it, move on. But instead, he's pointing fingers, blaming the team, the client, even the weather. "It's not my fault," he insists, his voice rising. Meanwhile, another friend, Maya, owns her mistakes. "I messed up," she says, "but I know what to do next time." Who do you trust more? Stoicism teaches that failure is a mirror, reflecting a person's true character. Honest people face setbacks with humility, seeing them as lessons. Envious or deceitful people, though, they dodge responsibility like it's a grenade, tossing blame anywhere but at themselves. Their ego can't handle the truth, and their envy makes them quick to tear others down to feel better. I once worked with someone who turned every failure into a conspiracy. If a deal fell through, it was always someone else's fault. Over time, I noticed he'd badmouth colleagues to cover his tracks, his envy seeping out in snarky comments. It was a stark contrast to another coworker who'd admit errors, learn, and grow. Guess who earned my respect? To spot this, watch how people handle their low moments. Do they own their mistakes, or do they scramble for excuses? Do they lift others up despite their own struggles, or do they lash out? As Epictetus said, a person's true nature is revealed in times of adversity. Failure doesn't just test character, it reveals it. Number 9. Notice how they share information. Truth tells, lies sell. Imagine you're catching up with a friend who's always got a story to tell. They're bragging about a big win at work, but the details feel off. The numbers don't add up, the timeline's shaky. Later you hear them gossiping about a mutual friend, twisting facts to paint them in a bad light. Your spidey senses tingle. Something's not right. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." How someone shares information about themselves or others paints a vivid picture of their sincerity. Honest people talk about their wins and losses with humility, focusing on lessons learned. Deceitful people exaggerate, fabricate, or spread gossip to manipulate how others see them or their rivals. Envy drives them to inflate their own image while tearing others down. I once knew someone who'd spin wild tales about their achievements, each one grander than the last. At first I was impressed until I noticed they never admitted to failing ever. Meanwhile, they'd casually drop nasty rumors about coworkers, always with a smile. It was envy dressed up as storytelling, and it taught me to listen closely. Was their information grounded in truth, or was it a sales pitch? To catch this, pay attention to how someone talks about their life and others. Do they share humbly, or do they embellish to impress? Do they speak kindly about others, or do they gossip with a gleam in their eye? Sincere people build trust. Deceitful ones build illusions. Stoicism calls us to seek truth, both in others and ourselves. Number 10. Trust your gut. Your inner voice knows more than you think. Picture this. You're at a party, and a new acquaintance is all charm. Compliments, jokes, the works. Everyone loves them. But every time they're near, your stomach tightens like you've stepped too close to a cliff. You can't explain it, but something feels wrong. Ever had that moment? Stoics don't dismiss intuition. Your gut is like an ancient alarm system, picking up signals your conscious mind might miss. That unease you feel around someone? It's often your instincts catching a whiff of envy or deceit. Maybe their compliments are too slick, their smiles too calculated. Maybe they compete with you in ways that feel unnecessary. Whatever it is, your inner voice is whispering, pay attention. I once had a coworker who seemed perfect, helpful, friendly, always ready with a kind word. But I couldn't shake a nagging discomfort around her. Over time, I noticed small things, backhanded compliments, subtle jabs, a habit of comparing herself to me. My gut had been right. She was envious, and her warmth was a mask. Stoicism taught me to trust that inner voice but temper it with reason. I didn't accuse her. I observed, gathered evidence, and quietly kept my distance. To harness this, pause when you feel uneasy. Ask, why do I feel this way? Look for patterns. Does this person's behavior match their words? Do they make you feel valued or vaguely threatened? Your gut is a guide, but pair it with clear-eyed observation. Together, they'll help you spot the wolves among the sheep. The journey forward, living wisely in a world of masks. As we wrap up this journey, let's take a moment to breathe. You've just walked through 10 powerful ways to see through envy and deception, each one a lantern to light your path. From watching actions over words to trusting your gut, these Stoic tools aren't just about spotting the bad apples. They're about building a life filled with trust, peace, and real connection. Envy and deception are part of the human story, like storms on a sea. They'll always be there, lurking in the corners of relationships, workplaces, even friendships. But you don't have to let them sink your ship. Stoicism gives you a compass. Focus on what you can control. Your actions, your reactions, your inner calm. Let the envious stew in their resentment. Let the deceitful play their games. You're building a life of integrity, surrounded by people who cheer for you, flaws and all. So, here's my challenge. Pick one of these lessons and try it this week. Maybe you'll watch how a coworker reacts to your next win, or notice how someone treats the barista. Maybe you'll listen to your gut when it whispers, something's off. Whatever you choose, take it as a step toward wisdom. Share your story. What did you notice? How did it feel to see the truth more clearly? Life's too short for fake friends and hidden agendas. With Stoic wisdom, you can cut through the noise, protect your peace, and surround yourself with people who make your world brighter. Let's keep walking this path together, one steady step at a time. To not miss out on daily Stoic inspiration and wisdom, please subscribe to the Daily Stoic Life channel, like this video, and turn on notifications right away. Thank you for being a part of our community.